Hello everyone, my name is Appscript and today we are going to connect Google Sheet with Godot, or we are going to make Google Sheet to Android application or any application, because if we are going to use Godot, so we can export to any platform, Windows, Web, Linux, even iOS and Mac OS. We can export with the same code. I have few disclaimers. First disclaimer is going to be that make sure to read the chapters, or if you cannot find chapters in the video playback, then look at the description. All right, the first section is going to be for game developers, because I think my majority of audience is going to be them, as there is no direct way to connect Google Sheet with Godot, right? And you don't need to worry if you don't understand this chapter. You just skip to the main part where I will be explaining for non-programmers or those who never made or those who never used Godot. All right, and disclaimer 2, yes, I know that I am going to use game engine to make an application, but the thing is my laptop cannot handle Android Studio. If I am going to use Android Studio, then it will take me more than 2 to 3 weeks to complete one project, which I can complete in Godot within 1 hour. That's why I use Godot, and I don't care about RAM uses, as nowadays most of Android devices have higher specs than the laptop or PC, by default laptop or PC hardware. So okay, this is our application. This is the write and this is the read. This section is for game developers. All right, this is write method and this is read method. So from where the data is coming from, let me show you there. This is my Google Sheet, which I am using as a data storage. You may have player name, player ID, weapons, player HP, or however data you have. And here is results, and this is the data I am fetching here, right? You can see this is the data I am fetching here: cash in hand, total income, total expense. That's how the basic is there. Okay, now let me show you the example how it works. So I am going to add date, then there is time. Okay, 96 I was going to write. Let's say 60. No, there is no 860, right? Amount, let's say 500 rupees, 600, so we can have round figure there. Godot test YT, enter, request sent, and if I say refresh, then you can see the value update here, right? And look there, we have our data entry there, and there is result also is updated. So that's how this works. All right, now how I did it, that is the most important part. So what idea I used here is that I made this this Google Sheet into the web app, okay, using this Appscript extension. You can go there and click on Appscript and you will go there. The code is available in my repository. You can just go there, copy paste the whole code. I have designed the code like you don't need to add anything extra. You just need to modify the variables and it will work on your system. That's how the code is. So why I use Appscript is because we can access or we can run particular function using URL, and that's the best thing, right? And now we can use that URL into our Godot project as HTTP request. The code is also very small. You can see the code is very small, right? Thus it looks big because there is variable names. Other than that, the code is extremely simple. So let me show you how. Let me explain you this sheet, this code. So we have two functions, two main functions. One is do get and one is do post. All right, do get, just think it as when we send HTTP get request, it will return us a value, or it will return us JSON value, or it is going to act as a read method, and do post is going to act as a write method, and the data which we will send is going to write down here. All right, so let me just show you. There is do get params. So what does params mean is that when you have any URL, right, let's say google.com, and you know this query, right? We use this query as hello. If there is, right, you see it automatically wrote there. So those are the params I am talking about. In that param I made a constant sheet name, which is param.parameter.sheet name, and what we will do is that this JSON function will get activated and it will return us the particular sheet data. All right, whatever name you provide, we will get the data of that. If I say data, then I will get data. I say result, then I get result by date, like that. Okay, so here is the thing. This is constant spreadsheet update in JSON format. All right, in JSON function. You see open by ID, that is the ID of your this Google Sheet. Where is the ID? You see this link. So this after D, this is your ID. All right, do not share this with anyone, well, because they are going to use it and they can then modify your app if you have this. I have enabled this share permission, that's why. Okay, so do not share that. And then we are going to get sheet by name, which is whatever we are going to parse here, and then we will convert the entire data, convert to JSON data. This is the format, and we will have JSON in return. You don't need to worry about this one. This is going to be same. You don't need to change anything here. You only need to change this, or you can also use get sheet spreadsheet.app get by name. You can do that. You don't need to use this you don't need to use this ID. You can also say like that, not by name, by URL. You can use that. Okay, now the main function here, which is do post, which is to write. All right, the main function is this. So in parameters, I have made date, time, cate, amount, and desk, which is this date, time, category, amount, and desk. I have made this parameter there, constant there, which I use them in URL. When we send a post request, we will give these parameters, and those parameters are going to get written here. How? We have this, I connected this spreadsheet by same ID. Then okay, there is a mistake. I should not have done like that way. I should probably define it like this. Okay, let me just define it. Well, in my case, I just need to enter data in the into the data sheet, but in your case it may be different. So that's why here must be sheet name. We have added another parameter in post request, which is sheet name. All right, and it will take your data and put it there, right? Sheet.append date, time, cate, amount, and desk, this one. And if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to do append row, then I have also made this code, which gives you the overall control over all of the rows and all of the column. Wherever you want to enter data, you can have full access there. All right, so this is our code. After copying, pasting the code, after modifying the code name, let me just reverse my changes here. Right, go there, deploy, select new deployment, and then there is this select web app. All right, and make sure that everything with anyone. If you select anyone with Google account, then you will need to provide OAuth, which you don't really need right now. Oh yes, after you deploy the application, you will get this kind of web app URL, right? And this is your deployment ID. Also, do not share this ID with anyone. If you share this ID, anyone will be making requests to your Google Sheet. All right, they can control your web app if you give them that ID. So don't do that. All right, let me just give you an example. Curl datax get, right? So we are going to access the get method here. Yes, we do that. Then the first constant was sheet name. I say is equal to data, right? And if I run it, what happened? Temporarily moved. Okay. You see I got entire content in JSON format. If I say results, I hope that's the name. Yes, then I got in array, right? I got the JSON of that. And if we send a post request, what does that mean? We are going to enter the data, right? So let me do that. Okay, nice. Oh, nice. See, now we can add multiple things. Let's say date is equal to whatever date we want to add. And yes, this is the thing. The slash is going to get replaced by %2f. Okay, you can see 8/12, right? This is /22. And in time where we had the colon, it is going to get replaced by %3a, and same way. And make sure to separate each and every one of them using AND. You see, expense AND, amount is equal to AND, desk is equal to AND. And if I send the request, then we will have our data entry there. You see, testing 250, we send our data entry. So now our program is working. Now we can use this into our Godot. All right, so here let me close this one. Okay, I have made this basic system where I just date time entry. I am taking input here, and this is the refresh. These are the buttons. All right, let me just show you the script. So what I am doing is that on function ready get data, in get data we are making HTTP request in get URL. What is the get URL? The first is API URL, which is our basic exec, right? The URL which we copy from there. And then what I add, say plus question mark sheet name is equal to plus sheet name, which is variable I define here. I want to get from results, that's why I use that. And sending HTTP request is pretty simple. You have to import this HTTP request node and then HTTP request.request and provide your URL, right? And afterwards on connect this node on HTTP request completed. Don't worry about this one, okay? Just forget this one, just directly look here. You also don't need to do that. It's actually this is when I was debugging the code, that's why. So if response code is success, right, then what we want to do, data is equal to body.get string from UTF-8, because when request is going to get completed, it is going to return us a body, right, which is going to be our result, which we got when we did this curl method. This is going to be body. Okay, we will get there, and we are going to convert it into string from UTF-8 because it is going to be returning as a UTF-8. Then what I did, I removed this. Okay, I removed this quotation because it was coming, it has array in dictionary, it was coming like that rather than actual JSON. It was coming like that, that's why I removed it. But in your case, if you are able to use it properly, then do like parse JSON only, and you don't need to do kind of like that. And then I just got the data, right? $cash in hand. See, this is how you can access that field. Data, then this, then total cash in hand, which was our, wait, let me show you, right? Where if I want to access total income value, then I need to give this, right, total income. So I would get there, and that's it. That's basically it. It is your read method is over. And for get method, I have created this send method, and the values are going to be here, right? And okay, date is equal to str date.text, right? Yes, this one I converted into the string, so I don't need to worry about replacing slash with those %2f and all. That's why I did it. And the most important thing is there. See, in headers, make sure, do not forget that you have to provide content length. Okay, if you don't do this, then I spent my 3 hours just figuring out how I can give the proper content length. All right, at the end I put it 0 and I see the post URL, API URL plus data send. So if you look at the API URL, which was the last was ending exec, and in data send I did kind of like this: date, then our date variable, time and our time variable, cat and our cat variable, okay, amount, and I did kind of like that, and I send that HTTP requests, headers which you need to provide, and then true is use SSL or not, and then HTTP client.method.post, right? We don't need to use query here because we are in our URL we are sending the query. You should have, depending on your usage, you are probably going to have some sort of query is equal to get HTTP client.get. There was one function which was get query string kind of. I don't remember, but you're probably going to have that function, or you are probably going to have your data in JSON format. However you want, you can do that, but I use this method because it was pretty easy, and that's how our entire app works. Okay, you will get the source code of everything into there in my here you will have this source code. If you do not understand something, you can reach me out at Telegram at Appscript.